This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFull TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Waltham Cross.
Waltham Cross, yeah.
Waltham Cross.
Hertfordshire.
Of all like the lovely settings, all the memorabilia, we're stuck between two doors and a fire hose reel.
I know, the 6 security.
Are you handy around the fire hose reel?
I've got my own fire hose, you know what I mean?
How are you?
Yeah, good, Jet.
You've done a bit of weight, haven't you?
I have done a bit of work. I've been over in Spain, obviously with the boys in a training camp, and been getting a bit in myself, yeah.
Yeah? Looking well.
I had to, didn't I? I put a little bit of timber on. I was getting slated for it. And really, it was affecting me. You know. All the hatred comments and that.
What are they saying about you?
Just like, oh, Ben's put a load of weight on that, and I was thinking, what?
Are you sensitive about weight?
Yeah, really, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all are a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. So I thought I'd get a little bit in. So yeah.
Like you don't like it when I saw someone call you a fat Harry Kane the other day, and you.
Who was that then?
I don't know. I saw someone on Twitter say it.
Did they actually?
And I thought
I've not seen that, but that is quite hard. I feel like naturally I'm better looking than Harry Kane, and to call me a fat Harry Kane is like, hold on a minute, do you know what I mean? Killing me twice.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought you saw it, so I didn't want to. Sorry. Anyway, I forget I said that. Anyway, how are you?
Are you sure it weren't you just making that up?
No, I saw it.
Did you call me a fat Harry Kane?
Yeah, I didn't say who called it to you. What's the crack? What's going on? What are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for in terms of?
Well, we see the WBC kind of put out a thing. It was a bit weird what they put out. They just kind of said that they're not going to make any further comment until next Tuesday. So what are we waiting for next Tuesday? What do you think will happen by then?
Well, obviously, I don't know about the Tuesday thing. I don't know, and I don't know what the WBC have put that out for. What I can say is, obviously, it's out in the open now that we've done a deal with ESPN and Top Rank. And look, the thing is, if we had gone back to Showtime and fought Wilder there, and the same thing had happened again, as I feel, and probably 99% of the boxing world feel that we won that fight, and the same thing happened again where we got robbed, people would say, fool me once, it's my fault, fool me twice, and people would say that's a terrible business decision. And, you know, that is the risk, and we knew it was a risk, and Tyson's always the one who has to take a risk. When he boxed Chisora, he went and boxed who was supporting Chisora on Frank's show. Then he went to Germany and boxed Klitschko in Germany. Then he went to Showtime and boxed Wilder on the Showtime. And he's always going to their backyards. And now ESPN can make a home, and if fighters want to come, fighters will have to come to us. If they want the big fight, ESPN's the bigger platform. Say, I don't know the exact numbers, I think it was about 375,000, something like that in America, that watched the first Wilder fight. But look at the numbers that ESPN does. We're talking 10 times the numbers. So it makes sense. Financially, it makes sense for us. Wilder needs that fight to validate himself as world champion again, because like I say, 99% of people see us as the winners of that fight, and Tyson should have the WBC belt. So
is it correct that Tyson kind of walked away from a 50-50 deal with Showtime to have this fight on Showtime with Wilder?
What do you mean a 50-50 deal?
Like a 50-50 split deal. Did he walk away from that, or did he turn that down?
No, he's not turned anything down.
Right.
He hasn't ruled himself out of doing anything, but he's put himself in a better position, which, like I just said, if you're talking about 375,000 on Showtime or 3 million on ESPN, you know, what's going to make you a bigger name, a bigger household, and do better numbers?
So obviously with this deal with ESPN now, obviously the fighters have to come and fight on ESPN, otherwise the fight ain't going to happen, basically.
No, that's not for me to comment. I can't say exactly that because I'm not on the ins and outs of the deal and the wording, etc., etc. Now it's all been done, but obviously that's more suitable for us, that we have a home. We have a home in the UK and BT Sport, and a home in the US and ESPN.
Bob Arum put out the other day and said that a tremendous offer had been sent to Wilder's team, which obviously I think Shelley Finkel's made some comments about today, which kind of includes a multi-fight deal for Wilder, I believe. But yeah, have you had any kind of indication over the last few days whether what will happen with that offer that Bob Arum's made?
No, I don't know about that. That's all their side to deal with. My job's to train Tyson. My job's to train Tyson, and what all the ins and outs of the contracts and that is not really what my job is. So he's got a lawyer, he's got a promoter in Bob Arum, he's got a promoter in Frank Warren, he's got a fantastic team in MTK. So they take care of most of that. But what I can say is that obviously. So Wilder doesn't want to come to the UK, yeah, to take that risk. Joshua doesn't want to go to America to take that risk to box Wilder. Tyson's already done that. He's gone to Germany and boxed Klitschko. How many times has he got to do that? Why is that right? But nobody else, they don't want to pick up on other people not taking those risks and going to other people's backyards. And if you get away with it, okay? Fool me once, like I say. Happened, he got robbed in LA, whatever. But to do it again, people would say that's a stupid decision to make. And whose fault would that be? It'd be our fault, because we've already seen what can happen. So, we took the risk and we've taken the risk a few times, but...
From a personal opinion, do you believe that Team Wilder want to rematch Tyson?
Yeah, I feel like, I wouldn't say want, I feel like need.
Need.
They need that because, like I say, he needs to revalidate himself as a world champion, or at least have the opportunity to.
So, from a training perspective, when you're looking to kind of start camp, what is he going to fight in May?
Dates, we should know something in the next 2 weeks, I'd say.
2 weeks. Okay. Not necessarily May then. Like if it's not Wilder, but who could it?
I'm not the TV network.
No,
I don't say what date
just saying that, but you must have an idea of when he's looking to fight, whether it be Wilder or whoever. There must be.
He wants to fight tomorrow. He wants to genuinely. When he says he wants to fight 24 times in 12 months, he's not joking. That's what he wants to do. He'd fight every other week if he could. So obviously, it's to what dates are available, venues. And then obviously if they can come to a deal with the ideal opponents that we'd like, and if not, then who is available? So we have to wait and see on that front.
What do you make of Joshua fighting Miller?
What do I make of it? I feel like that was the fight I did feel like that was the fight that was going to get made. Not to say that listen, Joshua wants to fight. He wants to fight the other fighters. He does. He's a fighter. And that's what fighters do. But I feel like that if the offers, not everybody can be wrong. Like I said before, so the offers didn't reflect that. So in terms of whether it's his business team that may need to reassess things to get the fights done, I don't know. But we're the one that was able to get that fight done. Us and Wilder was able to get that fight done with us. So clearly on business terms, we can get things done because we've already done that. So it's I think it boils down to business, doesn't it? Everyone's sick of hearing it. Everybody is sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about it, let alone everybody else.
What splits and potential money
and that, and I offered this, and this offer was that, and this, that, blah, blah, blah. People aren't really interested, That's why I say, if you want these fights, and I said, who did I say it with? I said it with, I said it in an interview, and I said, for the fights to get done 50-50. And I see Eddie was saying, this, that, and the other, he doesn't know boxing.
He told you to stay in your lane.
Yeah, well, he says I don't know boxing. I know what his offer was, and I know what that offer was.
What offer?
So
you know what his offer to Tyson was? Obviously, yeah. And you know what you said.
What else is on the table and has been on the table, and what other deals have been. Right. So I understand it, and I know what's what, and I know who's offering more and where the more money is to be made. Clearly, stats and facts and numbers and on paper, I know. Right. Okay.
I think Eddie was just kind of suggesting that the business side of boxing, that's his kind of forte, where training was yours.
Of course.
Yeah, all right.
So that's 100% right there. That is correct. 1,000,000%. I'm Tyson's trainer. I'm not his manager. I'm not this. I'm not that. And I don't deal with those sorts of things. But at the end of the day, I know what his offer was, and I know what else was on the table. And
what did you think of the offers that were made to Tyson from Hearn?
If it was genuine what he was saying, 60-40, the fight didn't generate nowhere near what the other fight did. That's how I see it, and it's just simple maths. But and what the Joshua generates isn't what the public think. If that was a genuine 60-40, what he's saying it was, offer a flat fee.
But I thought the offer was a flat fee.
A flat fee.
Yeah.
But he's saying it was 60, what he estimated and worked out to be.
Okay.
60-40. But that's why I said for these fights to get done, a 50-50 is to get done. Whether anybody thinks it's right or anybody thinks it's wrong, for Tyson Wilder, Joshua Tyson, Joshua Wilder, for them fights to get done, it's going to have to be 50-50 because everybody's sick of it. Everybody's sick of it. So we all just want to see them get done, and I think that's my opinion. People might disagree.
But have they got an argument when they say kind of, when you look at kind of the Gates Joshua selling out?
Yeah, but the Gates isn't the again we're
the
going
commercial
into the
value. Oh no,
the
but
Gates isn't
that's
the big money maker.
But that's what Eddie and Joshua are going to be saying, isn't it? Obviously because numbers on Gates and like I said, from a commercial perspective, and also that he holds 3 belts.
Okay, he holds 3 belts. He holds 3 belts.
Yeah, so that's got to count for something, surely.
It does, yeah, but you also, the belts are determined by how valid they are. And Tyson won them off for the longest reigning heavyweight champion in history. Okay, and Joshua won them off Charles Martin and Joseph Parker. Now I'm not slating Anthony Joshua. He's a fantastic fighter. He is very, very good, and he's proved it. But the belt, the heavyweight division wouldn't be in the situation he's in if Tyson hadn't gone and beat Klitschko. But
that's not anyone's fault.
Bearing in mind, everybody was sick of hearing that the Joshua Wilder fight couldn't get made and this, that, and the other. And who come to save the day, KUGAN? Who come to save the day?
No, obviously that's
who come to save the day? Say his day.
I know what you're talking about.
Say his day, but who come to save the day?
Tyson fought Wilder, right?
There you go.
Yes. Listen, 100%.
So
okay.
You know, for me personally, I just want to see them fights get made, and I think them two are over. Them two need to fight. As the fans, I want to see that fight. Genuinely, I want to see that fight. Obviously, we want them fights, but the top 3 need to get it on, and obviously we fought Wilder and whatnot, and we're trying to get that done. Let
me read you a quote quickly. Let me just read you a quote, and then you can tell me what you think of this.
Quality, so.
1 second, Ben. Okay. So this is from Anthony Joshua on ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Joshua on Wilder, he's not the one bringing the money to the table. DAZN and ESPN are. Showtime aren't bringing anything to the table, so Wilder's not in control, and he needs to humble himself before it's too late and me and Tyson Fury end up fighting. What do you make of them comments?
I've not seen those comments, but what do I make of those comments? I understand his point of view, and he's right in the terms of Tyson's got a big platform in ESPN, and Joshua's a big name in the UK, and Tyson's a big name in the UK and America, and Wilder's probably a little bit behind in that respect. But he does have the WBC belt, and this is
yeah, of course,
another part of the puzzle. And that's why everybody brings their piece of the pie. And that's why I feel, to get them done, it's going to have to be 50-50 across the board for these 3. Whoever fights who, I think it's going to have to be that way if you want to fight. But I understand it's the business side of things, you've got to maximise your earning capacity, etc, etc. But the fans are sick of hearing it.
Hearn reckons that even if he offered Wilder 50-50, you don't reckon they'll take it. That's what he said in an interview probably about 3 weeks ago.
I don't know. Well, maybe try it then.
Yeah.
Try it.
Call the bluff if that's what you think. Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one, But
from just, I know, like I said to you, these are really not questions for you, Ben.
Exactly.
I appreciate that because you're on a train to be asking about splits and like TV deals and that. But
what I can only give my opinion.
Well, of course, it's your opinion.
I'm not giving Tyson's opinion. I'm not giving Tyson's team, management team and lawyer, and I'm not saying and promoters. I'm not giving their opinion. I'm only giving me an opinion. Trainer aside. trainer aside, and I may know some offers and details, etc., etc. I'm only giving them my opinion.
But would you say that, just from your opinion, then, that the offers that were made from Hearn to try and make Fury and Joshua weren't good enough, basically?
No, weren't good enough. No,
Okay.
weren't good enough. Not in my eyes. No.
And not in Tyson's eyes, I'm assuming you.
Obviously, do you know what I mean? Do you think Tyson's worried about fighting somebody? Look, like
no, of course not. But I don't think any of them are worried about fighting each other from a fighting perspective. But it's the teams and the.
But it's about principle. It's about principle for Tyson, and the heavyweight division wouldn't be in the shape it's in if it wasn't for him on 2 occasions taking the belts from Klitschko and saving it when them two wouldn't get on by going over them, taking a risk and going into another man's backyard and fighting Wilder. So he's earned his piece of the pie for sure. He has. Because what state would the heavyweight division be if he didn't step up? People would be going mental. People going mental now, and he's still stepped up because the fights aren't getting made. But they're only getting made when he steps up, isn't they? So
it's all interesting. It's interesting. We'll see what happens. But you reckon within the next 2 weeks we will know?
We should have some information.
What's happening, whether it's Wilder or not. Wilder's being tipped to fight Brazil. Kind of leaving Dillian Whyte in a position then, I suppose, if that happens.
Do you know what I do? I feel sorry for Dillian Whyte, to be honest. I think he's earned a shot. He has earned a shot.
But do you blame Brazil if he can get the straight shot on Wilder?
No, of course not. And this is the thing. It's business, isn't it? And it's a selfish sport.
But don't
so it's
put Dillian in a good position. But if Brazil's being offered a straight shot without having to go for a tough fight with Dillian Whyte to get to Wilder, then I don't know. I see it from that as well.
It is a difficult one. But listen, boxing's booming. Do you know what I mean? The big fights. The UK's red hot, and the UK's red hot. But see, the difficult thing is the American market is obviously a massive market as well. So there's a big part to play in the heavyweight division. But in the UK, we're on fire as well, aren't we? Big fight tonight, the Gal Eubank. It's a good fight. Looking forward to that one.
You going to?
Another good little fight. Scott Fitzgerald and Anthony Fowler. That's a good little fight.
It's coming up on the 30th of March in Liverpool.
Good little fight. Good little fight.
A lot of things good going on.
So boxing's good, isn't it? And do you know what it is? We just want to see the fights get made, don't we?
I know.
So
We don't want to hear 50-50, 60-40.
I offered him this, I offered him that. Do you know what I mean? What people want is to see that fight's on.
So soap opera.
But, like I say, I'm repeating myself, but if we was to do the same thing again and had gone over to Showtime and been robbed again, people would have said, you're idiots, do you know what I mean? And it, you know, fool me once, fool me twice, I'm the idiot, and so.
Okay, well listen, appreciate your time here. I'll let you get back to signing your memorabilia. You've done a lot of signing today. The hand alright?
Do you know what? I actually did hurt it. Somebody hit it, and I've got forgot what it's called. It's a build-up of fluid though. So funny you should say that. I've actually hurt my hand. I'm retiring. I'm gonna have to retire. Do you reckon I can get an insurance claim if I retire?
Possibly.
Injury.
Possibly.
How you doing? You okay?
Ben Davison, thank you very much for talking to iFull TV, and we'll no doubt catch up with you again soon. And yeah, hope you have a wonderful day.
Just sick of it, innit? I am actually sick of it.
What are you sick of?
Like is he fighting him and this and that? Like, it's what it is, isn't it? All right, Tim. Can we get Tim in?
We can get Tim in.
Tim, over you come, mate. Tim, what was your favourite part of the training camp over in LA and Big Bear?
Probably scaring Tyson with the bear outfit on.
And then him doing kind of a little Hong Kong fooey kick on you.
Oh, he kicked me in the ghoulies, didn't he?
It was a good training camp. Though.
Oh, it was the best.
What's this last year been like? From Spain to
It's been a roller coaster, hasn't it?
Isn't it? Do you know what the thing is? People will never ever understand the true depths that journey that took place there.
Of course they won't, unless you were in it.
Yeah, but it's unbelievable. And for Tyson to do what he done on the first, you know, everybody writ him off, and for him to have done what he done, and even that last knockdown, it was like everything rolled into one, wasn't it? He was down and out, got up and rose to his feet, and listen, it was, and for him to come back how he come back, it's genuinely like the comeback, you know. And now people are really seeing him for what he is, and it's good to see. Do you know what I mean? And I always say he's got fantastic support, a fantastic family. Paris, the kids, John, his brothers, and to see that last year rolling, it's been mental, isn't it? Absolutely mental. The roller coaster.
It's like a jigsaw, wasn't it? And the final piece has kind of been put back together.
But when we say a roller coaster, not just in one respect, like physically and mentally, emotionally, you know, in every way, unbelievable.
It was, yeah. It's a good story.
It is, and the training camp was, you know, everybody was there, good spirits, wasn't it?
Brilliant, yeah.
Good spirits, and just this is what I'm saying. The fact that he got robbed sort of just took that cherry off the top, and
things happen for a reason, though.
yeah, that's true. That is true.
Maybe it was meant to happen.
Do you know?
Maybe it's
I'm
meant to
going to
happen.
give you a little bit of information actually. Before I got out of the ring, my last words to Tyson was, "God doesn't make mistakes."
Yeah,
that was my last words to Tyson.
Amen.
I said, "God doesn't make mistakes," and I climbed out. And normally, when a fight is just about to fight, and your last words are sort of half listening, but they're a bit like, yeah, they've got a million things running through his head. But he was looking directly at me and took everything out. I said, "God don't make mistakes," and it was like he went boom. And very true.
It's very true.
Very true. You was there fight week.
Take care.
See you later, Tim.
Where you go?
Latest Tim Dog.
Put these in the van.
Do you know, you said to me, "Oh, you're just very calm fight week."
You were.
But what was he like? Sitting around with his Versace dressing gown
I know,
around the
walking
lobby?
around in his Versace dressing gown.
But some people would say, "Oh, he's too relaxed and this, that, and the other." But he was just supremely confident. Some man, though, isn't he?
So that Ron. Oh, mate, take care.
Hey, some man to do that.
Absolutely.
Has that ever been done before? Come back like that?
What are you talking about? The whole process? Or are you talking about the
The
not
whole
specific?
process.
Not in that way. Not of the modern era, anyway.
We're planning on like going back and redoing it. I'm joking. Anyway,
Oh, Ben, thank you very much for your time, and
my
catch
mum's
up with
through
you
there.
soon.
I'm gonna go
You
see
see?
my mum. Yeah,
I'll come and see you, Mum.
I've seen her for a little while.
Go on in, mate.